I am the Sahil Khan, and today I have came to speak about a trending topic is the coronavirus outbreak. I know that it is a sad news, and our Prime Minister Narendra Modi has announced a 21 days lockdown in response to the coronavirus outbreak, and we all, being a sensible citizen of India, it is our responsibility to maintain that lockdown. So I want to say something about this coronavirus outbreak. You see, coronavirus is a deadly virus, I must say, and it originated in late December 2019 in the Wuhan city, in the Wuhan province of central China. And initially it was thought that the outbreak was due to, that outbreak was carried by some mammals like bats, snakes, and the Chinese are interested in eating all those types of bizarre quirk foods. Of course, those might look bizarre to us, but the Chinese love those foods. So those Chinese were habituated in eating those kinds of food. They actually, many of them ate bats, and it was thought initially by the Chinese government officials, by the Chinese doctors and whatsoever, that the main cause of that small outbreak of coronavirus in the Wuhan province, which resulted in the death of 2 to 3 people initially in the late December 2019, was due to the transfer of coronavirus, was due to feeding upon mammals like bats and all. And it was believed that bats carried coronavirus. So it was China, 2 to 3 people, and slowly from Wuhan, what happened is that it gradually moved to other provinces of China, and slowly the whole of China became infected. And initially the number of cases were quite less, and the world was not, the world was not serious at that moment as it is right now. Because the number of people, the population who were infected, the number is quite less. The number is quite less, only 2 to 3 people, and that too in Wuhan. And then it went. And as a precautionary measure, as a remedy, the government decided to stop the seafood bazaar, the seafood market near Wuhan province. To stop the selling and buying of bats and all. So it is continued. 2019 ended. We went into 2020 expecting that 2020 will be even better than 2019, and we all celebrated the Happy New Year. Everything went all, but slowly it was detected that some people in United States of America were dying, and the reason behind that was infection with some kind of virus which was unknown during that point of time. USA, many people in USA died because of that. I will not say many. Some people in USA died, and slowly this propagated to other regions of the world. From USA it went to, let's say, Italy, from Italy to Spain, and slowly it went. So the outbreak, which was initially confined to a small province in central China, slowly propagated to entire world. USA, Russia, Spain, Italy, and so on. Now it was the month of January, it was the month of February. Even I was studying. Actually, I had to face my board's examination, so I was studying, and I heard that somebody in China, a virus erupted in China, and many people are dying because of that deadly virus. It is called deadly because it can even cause death. Okay, and scientists and medical persons who are associated with the field of medicine, they called that virus as coronavirus, COVID, and the disease caused due to such a virus was named COVID-19. Well, and it was believed that it is the next stage. I mean, I will not use the word stage, that quote unquote. It is the next form of. It is the next form. I mean, initially also quite before some time, one type of coronavirus was found. It was known as coronavirus SARS, right? It was associated with some the symptoms that were associated with coronavirus SARS were respiratory problems, were problems to inhale oxygen from the air. So many kinds of respiratory problems with lungs and liver were caused due to coronavirus SARS. Okay, now SARS has a typical, expansion, and that is in the medical terminology, with which I am not familiar. So leave that. But now what happened is that in coronavirus, what happened is that the symptoms are more or less the same. I mean, a person who is infected with coronavirus, he is also showing the symptoms of, respiratory problems and all. Many people were, and slowly the number which I told you initially were 3 in one city, it slowly went up to 100 in a city, and slowly the density of attack of coronavirus on the entire China, that density became huge, and it was not only China which was affected. America, Spain, Italy were also not left behind. So everyone was affected, and it was really a tense condition when I think recently in March I think World Health Organization declared that coronavirus is a global pandemic. So it really sounds fearful, right? It really sounds fearful because it can cause death, and even recent studies are showing that that it is not death which is the major factor, but it is the rate of the interesting rate of transmission, because I must say that coronavirus infected patients increase in a geometric progression, right? So, and whenever something increases in a geometric progression over a short amount of time, the number of infected people becomes huge. Let me give you an example. Let's say that in a particular place, one person is infected, and studies have also shown that it takes 14 to 15 days to show the symptoms of coronavirus infection. If one person, let's say before 14 days, let's go back in time, that person does not know that he is infected with coronavirus. He has met with all his family members. Of course, he is living with his family members. Let's say an ideal family consists of 3 members. Okay, and he also went to the market. He went to his office. He went to his workplace, and he went to many places. And let's say that in that period of 14 days. He has met with, of course, to be very less, he has met with 30 to 40 people. He can meet more than that number of people, but let's say he has met with 30 to 40 people. Now, those 30 to 40 people, actually coronavirus infection occurs in this way, that it is, in medical terminology, it is a droplet infection. And by droplet infection, I mean that, let's say, you are carrier of coronavirus, you are infected with coronavirus, and some other people X comes close to you, and if the distance of separation is very less than 1 or 2 meter, then through droplet infection, even if you sneeze a little, then the coronavirus which is there in your lungs, in your respiratory system, that goes out and that attacks the other person X. Right. So now that person X is infected. Okay. So might 1 or 2 coronaviruses, which are minuscule particles, which are microorganisms, and which cannot be seen by naked eye. That's why they are known as microorganisms. So those coronavirus particles attack the person X. So one person is affecting 40 persons with whom he is in contact. I mean, by contact means not physical contact. It may not be physical contact, but since coronavirus propagates through droplet media, and the distance of separation, if it is less than a threshold of 1 or 2 meters, therefore it is really dangerous because the rate of transmission is high. One can affect 40, and each of those if I take the list, if each of those affect 10, then if you can visualize that, if you can imagine that tree diagram, that one will affect 40 and each of those 40 leaves of the tree will affect 10, 10, 10, it means that for just 2 stages of transmission, right, for just 2 stages of transmission,